What can be done to right the wrongs of the Negro people of this country? What can be done to bring about social and racial justice and fulfill the promises of American life for all our people, both the black working poor and the white working poor? As our fervent plea for strong voices to be raised from all areas of our society, out of varying traditions and interests, to arouse the conscience of our land in order to achieve, in fact, that which has already been won in law and what always has been in the hearts of good men: equality, justice, freedom, and human dignity for all men, regardless of color or country.
I just want to say a few things about the A. Philip Randolph Institute. I think it's an absolutely invaluable organization that really bridges the gap between what we do as union members and as unions themselves and what folks do in the community. And I think that's one of our real important things that we have got to try to accomplish, is to make sure folks in the community know what the union movement is all about. And we go back to this rich history of the A. Philip Randolph Institute, and it shows that when we bring people together, regardless of what race they are or what kind of community that they come from, that we can all make a difference together. And it's absolutely essential as we move forward and try to elect friends of working people that the A. Philip Randolph Institute continues to get the kind of support that it needs from within the labor movement as well as from within the community, and also to encourage the folks that in the A. Philip Randolph Institute to continue the great work that they do, reaching out particularly to younger folks and bringing them along and educating them about the union movement and the importance that has for themselves as workers and for everybody across the entire United States. So I would just like to say that A. Philip Randolph Institute, which is a constituency group of the Kentucky AFL-CIO with a board seat on our executive board, we feel that their role is essential to try and make sure that we get our message out and we communicate effectively with people from all spectrums of society, and make sure that we motivate and mobilize them to do the right thing in electoral politics and in legislative affairs so that we can make progress in this country and community. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak on behalf and to promote and support A. Philip Randolph Institute.
A. Philip Randolph, Ace Philip Randolph, means a lot to me. I met Ace when he used to come to Louisville when we would have conferences. Ace is a friend of working families and working men and women. I like what the A. Philip Randolph Institute that he started in the 60s, because it gave us a way to represent folks and to educate the communities that we live in. We needed to have black folks get involved with the political and the community. And that's what I liked about the A. Philip Randolph. My home is still Louisville, and I'm a member of the chapter here, and I will do anything in the world to help them when they get out to votes and their fundraisers. We have had this chapter here in Louisville since the 60s, and I joined it in 1972. So I've been a member for quite a while. We are encouraging all of our members to go out and get the young folks to help us do what we need to be doing, and to help them understand what A. Philip Randolph did to help us as we go along.
A. Philip Randolph has always had strong ties with the labor community here in Louisville, Kentucky. Actually, the labor's, A. Philip Randolph actually started out of labor's local Union 576 when it was over on Broadway underneath the Jimmy Stewart back then. And during that time period, the A. Philip Randolph was very, very connected within the community of Louisville. It worked with the community, worked with the labor organizations. It also worked with the what we call the companies, the major companies here in the city of Louisville, as far as creating jobs for young people that are out there. It was a lot of things that A. Philip Randolph did other than just getting out to vote. You know, they educated the so-called people that lived within the community. They got out the what would you call it, the do's and don'ts on how to pick certain candidates, or how to look at candidates as a whole. You know, what they had to offer. You know, A. Philip Randolph has always been there for the people in the community. You know, they've always tried to educate and work with the poor, the elderly, and what have you, as far as getting out to vote. Not only that, as far as helping and aiding them, you know, and I would like to see that to continue, you know, A. Philip Randolph to continue doing and working in the community and working with labor and other organizations. I just think that A. Philip Randolph is viable in this community, and it's well needed, and I think it's doing a great job, and I think it's going to continue to do the great job, because there's a lot of great leadership here in this community that's going to carry it on.
Yeah, we're down here at A. Philip Randolph. Been out today driving people to the polls. It's a good, heartwarming feeling to have when you get to go out and assist people that want the right to go out to vote and voice their opinion, but don't have the capabilities of getting out, and to go out and assist those people to make sure they get out. There's a lot of people that died for the right for us to vote, and it's great to know that those people still want to vote that are incapacitated and unable to get out on their own. So we're down here today in large numbers, driving people to the polls, getting them out so their voices can be heard.
We're out voting, doing our part, helping our members out, friends, families, working with the APRI. We have several volunteers today from Local 862, UAW, and many other areas of the labor community.
I volunteer because I want to be a person that helps make a difference. And the way we change communities, we change them one people at a time.
It's so important that we get the people out to vote.
With me coming out and helping people to the polls, that makes me feel good about it, because their vote, you know, it has to be out there as well.
This is my first time doing it, and I really enjoy it.
It's very important for everybody that exercises their right to vote, and the ones that have a problem getting there, we're honored to go out to the different households and take them to the polls, make sure they exercise their constitutional right to vote.
Unless we elect the people that support our cause and work for the working class people, then we'll lose it all.
For people who wasn't able to get out, you know, this is the great thing right here. It's done, you know, it's free, and it's just really to help the public. We really need everybody to get out and vote, and I'm looking forward to doing it again whenever I get a chance to.
I came back to be a part of the process again, to make sure that people that didn't have rides, that could not afford rides or whatever the reason, were able to get to the polls and do what they wanted to do and should do.
Just today, we've taken several folks to the polls. A couple of them were in wheelchairs and needed assistance to get there, didn't have vehicles, and we've been able to help them out. You know, and you don't have a voice unless you're in the room, and we've been able to get those folks in the room to give them a voice.
I don't believe anybody should be disenfranchised of their vote. I abhor the new tactics that some groups are using to suppress the votes of people of color and other marginalized groups, such as former felons and such. I believe that everyone should have their voting right and their vote counted.
Should vote in every single election, whether it's our union elections, national, state, local elections. Everyone, you know, a lot of people fought for that right to everyone to vote, and you need to exercise that right. You should feel proud, represent the people in America by casting your vote. Hopefully you're casting the votes for the ones that are helping working class people. Those are the ones that keep us in, keep our jobs, keep the economy going. I know it's been tough, but they've still got the ones, they've got the real plan that is going to help the working class people in America.
I'm here with the A. Philip Randolph Institute, shuttling people back and forth to the polls. It's so important that we get out and exercise our right to vote. I hope you voted today. This is a chance of a lifetime. If we don't get out to vote, then we have nobody to blame but ourselves.
But when it comes right down to it, we're out here trying to make a difference so people can vote on what's going to help them in their lives.
Today is election day, and at our office, at the APRI office, we have people from the community, from all the local unions. They're coming here today to help us make sure that people get rides to the polls. So far, we've had over 75 community, church vans, regular individual unions, having people up here. When people call to ask for a ride to the poll, they're here to make sure that they get to the polls. We've had handicap van. We had people that volunteered and brought a handicap van up to get the handicap that can't get out. We've had people that was blind that wanted to go. We assisted them, we carried them so that they could go vote. It just has been a great day for getting people out. I hope we have a record-breaking crowd, and I appreciate all and everybody that come and help us, especially the unions and the community. Everybody has put forth an effort to make sure that we get people out. This is our right to vote, and we are getting people. We will join together because we have to help each other. And I appreciate all the help, and thank God that we was able to do the thing that we put out to do today.